All right. So I'm excited to get started, guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ben, and I am the lesser half of the work from home couple. On Instagram, it's at the work from home couple, or on TikTok as well. Um, a little backstory on me. My wife and I um, started doing digital marketing, this specific business model that I'm about to teach you guys. We started doing this about 2.5 years ago, and we were in a place financially that was just scary, like rock bottom. It was probably the worst it's ever been for us financially, and um, we needed something to work. Okay, and so when we first started looking into this business model, it wasn't just a nice to have, it was kind of like a last ditch effort because my wife was going through some really crazy stuff health wise that, was we were having to get specialist help and a lot of stuff that the insurance wasn't covering. Um, and I had been out of a job like and with very little income for about 2 years at that point. Okay. Um, so ton of debt, like over six figures in debt and no money coming in. And it was just like, how are we going to survive? So, um, when I tell you that this completely changed our life, like I mean legitimately it changed our life in so many ways. Um, when I first started, I was very skeptical because I'd kind of been through the ringer with side hustles and online opportunities and all that kind of stuff. Um, I tried all the things and not knocking other side hustles. There were a lot of them that I actually had pretty good success with. Um, because I've got a good work ethic. I'm an Army veteran. Like I know how to put in the work when I know something's going to work. But how many of you guys have, tried like a bunch of different things to try to make extra money and and either just failed completely or you just didn't have enough time to actually make it work. And that was one of the things that I had run into quite a few times was even the things that worked, it was just so time consuming that it wasn't sustainable. And I was like, I needed something at this point in my life 2.5 years ago. I needed something that legitimately only took a couple hours a day because that's all I had to work with. All right. I was taking Danielle back and forth to doctor's appointments almost daily. And, I was, at a certain point, I had to start taking care of her, and being full-time hands-on, like there for her. And so I wasn't able to go back to a job and I wasn't able to, do something full-time because I didn't have that many hours in a day. So, um, so anyway, all that to say, I started seeing people posting on social media and, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are seeing, uh, talking about digital marketing, talking about making money online in 2 hours a day. And I was like, let's give this thing a shot. Let's just try again and see if this time it's going to pan out. And, you guys, I paid $500 for a course to learn how to do this, put it on a credit card, hope for the best. And, I spent about a week getting everything set up. Um, I started completely from scratch. Okay. I started a brand new Instagram account. I had zero followers. I did not pay for ads and I did not tell my friends and family. I blocked people that I didn't want to see me doing this. And, but I gave it a shot. And within 30 days after launching, I have made $10,000. Okay. And for me, that was just earth shattering. Okay. Like $10,000 in 1 month when I was first getting started. I didn't expect that. And that was something that I was just really blown away by. Um, and um, long story short, I kept rolling with it and continued to work on this thing. And I hit like 25K a month within less than 6 months. And then in less than 2 years, I started making $50,000 a month. And here we are today. Um, I made over $500,000 last year alone. All right, from this business model. So, uh, it's even crazy hearing myself say some of that stuff still because like it's only been a couple of years since I was just at the bottom of the barrel and life was just so overwhelming and so scary. And so I know how that feels if any of you guys are in that kind of a place where you're just like, I need something to work. I need a way to change my life. This was that for me. All right, so I'm really excited to share with you guys just really the behind the curtain, like what does this look like? How does it work? So that you can wrap your head around it and see if it's something you want to get into. It's not for everybody. And so I don't sugarcoat things. I try to make it clear, like the difficult things and the things that are, um, the realities of it. But I will say this, out of everything I've ever tried to do to make money, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. And it's given me the most time freedom, bar none. Um, so yeah, I know we've had a few new people hop on since the beginning, so I just want to ask one more time really quickly, if you guys could just drop in the chat where you're watching from, city or state or country or whatever, and tell me like one of three categories that you're in with your experience. Okay, put a one if you're a brand new beginner, put a two if you've maybe started learning digital marketing, you took a course, maybe you've gotten some stuff set up, but you're still kind of in the process of getting things up and running. That's two. Or three, you're already up and running, you're making money online, but you're trying to like scale to the next level. I'm assuming most of you guys are in one of the first two categories. Um, and yeah, it looks like, okay, awesome. From Guam, New York. Welcome, Vanessa. John from Kentucky. Hey, Nadia. Good to see you on here. Um, Zach from Colorado. Iman from South Africa. Awesome. Welcome. Good stuff. I got somebody from Maine. Cool. All over the map. So it's good stuff. All right. So guys, this webinar is not like hopefully this is different from other stuff that you guys have watched or done or seen. I want this to be interactive. The entire purpose of this is that I noticed that like nobody online is sitting down with people and actually like making sense of this um, in just an approachable way where people can sit there and ask questions and actually like talk to a human and be real. Okay, so that's my point is I want you guys to understand I'm a real person. This is a real thing and it doesn't take much to make it happen. Okay, normal people are doing this every single day and it's changing their lives. So all that to say, ask questions in the chat. I will address every question that I see and hopefully help you guys just kind of clear the air and understand this. So, sound good? Everybody ready to go? Okay. So let's dive in really quick. I want to actually demonstrate to you what this is about, but we're going to start with the framework and the basics. All right. So just a really quick understanding of what I do. Digital marketing is, if I had to put it in layman's terms, you're selling stuff on the internet. Okay. There's a lot of different forms of digital marketing. There's a lot of different approaches to it. The way that I do it is twofold. Okay. There's affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is where you're taking somebody else's product, a company's product that's already out there, and you partner with them and you market it and sell it on the internet, and they pay you a cut of every sale that you make for them. Okay, that's affiliate marketing. The other side of this is digital products that you can sell, whether you created them yourself or somebody else created them, and you've got the rights to sell those products. You can sell digital products for 100% profit in many cases. And this strategy for both of those things is about the same. Okay, so you'll hear people talk about affiliate marketing and digital marketing and digital products and all this different stuff. You'll hear different terms, ghost arbitrage, whatever. Uh, it's all pretty much the same. Okay, we're using social media to advertise and sell things that people are interested in that's going to help solve people's problems in one way, shape, or form. And you either make 100% profit if you have the rights to that product, or if it's somebody else's product, they're paying you commission. Does that all make sense so far? So the question is, how do you actually do that, right? Like, what does it actually look like to put all that together and make it work? Um, and So that's where we get into the three-part framework of this, that I break it down into. There's three pieces to the puzzle. Piece one is the product. Piece two is the sales funnel to sell that product. And piece three is how do you get traffic to that sales funnel? Okay, so those are the three things that you need. I'm going to break down each one of those in detail and show you how to put this together. Um, but let's start with the product. Okay, so that's the first piece because you got to have something to sell. All right, you're not going to just sell air to people. Okay, it is the key with choosing a product because so many people get hung up on this. They're like, I don't have a product to sell. How many of you guys have thought about getting into digital marketing, but you're like, I don't have anything to sell. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to sell like my used clothes, right? Like, I mean, you could, I guess, but that's not like a sustainable business model. Um, so you might have been hung up on this like I was. But here's the thing. The question that you have to answer is like, you don't have to you don't even have to have a physical product, first of all. Okay. Digital products are really easy to create and they're really easy to reproduce. Okay. You can create an ebook in an hour using AI. Um, and then you can sell it 100,000 times and it doesn't cost you anything. Like to reproduce it, to store it, to ship it, like it's all digital, so it doesn't cost anything. So that's digital products. That's one of the reasons why I like that model, because it's just simple. But you can also do physical products. If you're doing affiliate marketing, you can partner with companies that, like even just with Amazon, and you can go through your house and find all the stuff that you already own that's on Amazon and post about it on the internet and get people to buy that stuff. Okay, so all those options are there. But here's the key. When you're choosing a product, you want to find something that is either A, already popular, people are already buying it from someone else, and you can just tap into that existing interest and um, get commission off of those sales with affiliate marketing. Or if you want to go a different route, you can find something that is informational, that's actually going to help somebody solve a problem or benefit their life in some way. Um, and you can create a digital product around that. Okay, now Vanessa asked a very great question that a lot of people ask me, or a lot of people kind of maybe don't even ask the question. They just think like, I don't know, I don't have any solutions to big major problems. I don't know how to cure cancer. I don't have like some new invention that I've created, right? And so if you don't feel like you're an expert in anything, that's okay. You do not have to be an expert. This is one thing that I have learned, like just it has been beaten down into my core system at this point. And so I want you to like take this little piece and ingest this, okay? All you need in order to make $1 million on the internet is you need to have basically just been one step ahead of 1 million people. Okay. So if you can find an area that you're just one step ahead of everybody else or one step ahead of like a lot of people, then you can create a digital product that helps those people take that one step in the right direction that they want to go. And if you do that well, you can make $1 million because like all you have to do is make $1 on each person. Okay. So what does that look like? I'll give you an example. Um, Here's a super simple one that's real life. Okay. I know a girl that she loved to bake cookies. And so she had a cookie recipe that was really good. And so she started posting about it on the internet. She sold that cookie recipe for $3 and she sold over 100,000 of those cookie recipes and made $300,000 on it. Okay. In a very short space of time. Okay. That's like crazy to me. You can make six figures off of a cookie recipe. Now, why did that work? The reason it worked is because these were not just um, like she didn't just like throw this recipe together and it came out crappy. It was a good cookie recipe. They looked really good on camera and she was really good at it. They tasted really good. And so people wanted it. She was one step ahead of the masses because most people either just like follow their mom's recipe or they don't bake cookies because they don't know how. Okay, so everybody was seeing her doing these cookies that just looked super good and like, they were thick and she would break them and all that stuff, right? And they just looked so good that people wanted to buy it for $3. So that's an example. You do not have to be an expert. She didn't win like America's Best Baker. Um, she just had an idea that was a little bit better than what people were used to. Okay. So another example, if you um have have like something in your life that you have just kind of grown in, maybe you overcame something, maybe you like lost 30 pounds, right? And so then you've got a weight loss journey that you can share, that you can kind of help people um, follow in your footsteps, and you can just outline that. That's something you could sell. If you maybe, I don't know, struggled with relationships, maybe you had like some struggles with dating or something like that, and you found some tools that helped you like move the needle and have success in that area of your life. Turn that into a digital product. I guarantee you there's like a million or multiple millions of people out there that have a similar problem that they're trying to fix, and you've got something valuable to share. Okay, so that's if you want to create a digital product, but you don't have to. And let me show you an example of how you do not have to have your own digital product to actually be successful with this. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to just show you a couple websites that you can go um, to find some digital products that already exist that you can just take and start selling and making money. Okay, this is Digistore 24. It's an online marketplace for uh, affiliate products. Okay, so you can come on here. You can see there's 8,500 plus existing digital products on here. Some of them are physical, actually. There's physical and digital on here. All different types of topics. And you can tap into this and you can see people are doing this, made over 5.5 million sales last year and over $3 billion in revenue. Okay. This is just from normal people like you and me selling products on the internet. Okay. So you do not have to create your own if you want to just tap into this. You can find a good product on here. A lot of them already have sales pages set up and you can just start driving traffic. Okay. So here's another option. If you want to get some private label products, meaning you can download existing digital products on a lot of different topics that are super professional. Here's some examples of some of the products that are there. And you can put your name on it, your label on it, change it up, add to it, whatever, and sell it as your own for 100% profit. This is entrepedia.co. All right. So just a couple websites that you can explore if you want to find some products that you can sell if you don't want to create your own. Um, all right. So any questions on the product side of things? Is that making sense so far? Okay. So once you've got your product figured out, the second piece of this puzzle is you've got to set up a online website essentially where people can purchase that product from you. Okay. Now, if you're doing the affiliate model, um, they're going to give you a link that already works for that. So usually you do not have to even set that part up because it's already just done for you by the company that you're partnering with. All right. But if you're going to create your own digital product, then you're going to be responsible to actually set up a page where people can purchase that from you. So, um, and yes, WSLG said, so any life experience may work. Yes, any life experience can work as long as it's something that is going to appeal to somebody else, that there's, enough people out there that maybe have a similar need that you can help them take one step in the right direction. Okay. Um, and I'll give you a quick formula really quick. So if you're going to create your own product like this, you might want to write this down. An easy way to figure out the price for your product is identify the value of the problem you're solving. Okay. In the example of the cookie recipe, that's not a high value problem because people like cookies are not worth tens of thousands of dollars, so you can't sell that for a high price, right? But she sold it for $3 because that's, you know, what you would probably pay to buy a cookie at the store, right? So that makes sense. But my formula is take the value of the problem and um, divide it by 10. That's a decent price point for your product. If you feel like you can help them solve that problem with that product. Okay. So an example would be if you can help somebody save $10,000 on their next home purchase because your product is like about negotiating or how to I don't know. I can't think of an example, but like if you can provide some type of information that's going to help somebody save $10,000 on their next home purchase, then that's a $10,000 problem, right? That you're solving. So then divide that by 10, you could sell that for $1,000 because then it's a steal. If somebody implements what you taught them, they spent $1,000, but they just made 10, right? Or saved 10. So just a rule of thumb, you can always go less than that or whatever, but that just kind of helps as you're thinking about price points. Okay. So back to the website situation. How do you build a website to sell this product? All right. Put put an emoji in the chat if you're starting to freak out and you're feeling lost and you're like, there's no way on earth that I'm going to be able to build a website because I have no tech skills. I don't know my way around a computer hardly. Or if I do, it's not at a level where I feel comfortable even thinking about website building. Because that was me 2.5 years ago. I thought those exact things. Okay. Yeah. Somebody put one of those shock emojis. So I get it. Um, Zach said, I like building websites. So you're a step ahead of the game, Zach. This will be a breeze for you. But it's honestly super simple for the average person to figure out too. Like I said, I set my website up in less than a week and it was functional and it actually worked. And I didn't have any experience. I had no clue what I was doing. I just followed the simple step-by-step instructions. Okay. So let me just show you really quickly a couple places where you can build out your sales funnel. Um, well, actually, before I actually show you the platforms to use, uh, just put a bookmark in it that everything that I'm about to say is extremely simple to do. Okay. There are tools that make this a breeze, and you do not have to write code. You don't have to do anything complicated. You can literally drag and drop, copy and paste to make your website look how you want it. Okay. Um, but that being said, the basic components of a high converting sales funnel are you need to have a main page where you sell your product. It's just going to basically have the information about what your product is, what it does, who it's for, why it's great. Okay. That information's there, and then a place where people can put in their credit card information and pay for it, right? Once you've got that main sales page, then the other components that I added to mine that took me from $10,000 a month to $30,000 a month in 30 days was when I added something that I was giving away for free to grab people's attention, get them in the door, get them on my email list, and then an automated email campaign that once they downloaded that free thing, they started getting marketing emails about the thing I was actually selling. Okay. So that's where you start to get into more like of a true sales funnel where you set up a landing page that's basically just, hey, welcome, put in your first name and email address, and I'll send you this free thing, whatever it is, free download, whatever. How many of you guys have been on a website and when you get to the website, first thing that happens is like there's a little pop-up window that shows up on the website and says, "Hey, subscribe and we'll give you something, whether it's a discount or, free download or something of that nature." Anybody remember experiencing that when you go to a website? Yeah, all the time, right? Because this is how people get sales on the internet. You get people on your email list. And you might be thinking like, I don't know, like emails really, like, is that really still a thing? Okay, yeah, text messages too, like John said, like if you can get people on a text list as well. But here's why this works. I'll try to like say this really fast. When when someone goes to your website for the first time, most likely they're not going to purchase on their first visit. Okay. Because it psychologically, like usually statistically, it takes about 7 times of people being exposed to marketing for a product before they actually make a decision to purchase. So the first time they go to your website, they're probably just going to be browsing and checking it out, but chances are they're going to get distracted. Life's going to happen. Something's going to pull them away and they're not going to purchase anything. But if the first thing that they do when they get on your website is put in their name and email address, then guess what? You're going to set up an automated thing that's just pre-done. You set it up one time in the beginning. And it's super easy to do this, guys. Like literally you just click a couple buttons, but you set it up so that when they put in their name and email address, it automatically subscribes them to a series of emails that comes daily. So every day they're getting an email from you that's basically saying like, hey, guess what? Like, here's some free tidbit of information that's interesting on this topic. And by the way, if you want to like really dive in and learn how to do this, whatever, here's a link to my product that actually teaches you how to do that. Okay. So they're going to get an email every day and then it's going to remind them to go back to your site because they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I was really interested, but then, my son's tire blew out and I had to go take care of it. So then I forgot. But now, oh, here's a link. So now I'm going to go back to it and check it out again. Okay. So that's how you get people to really convert and become your customers. All right. So you set up that landing page to give something away for free so that people will actually get on your email list. And then you set up an email campaign to market your product from there. All right. Let me show you how to do this and show you how simple it can be because it doesn't take a degree or a computer education to figure this stuff out. Um, Maria asked, does it work with a niche like maternity? 100% yes. This works for any niche. Okay. If the product is something that people will buy in any category, this will work for that. Okay. If you set it up correctly. So, all right, let me share my screen again. All right, so there's two platforms I'm going to show you really quick just to breeze through. This is the one I started with. It's called System.io, and it's an all-in-one platform. Okay, this is the only tool you need to like set up and run your funnel. All right. Um, what I love about System.io is that it starts off at like completely free. Okay. You do not have to, it's not like a free trial. It's something that is free until you need to upgrade because you want the extra features or the extra doodads or whatever. All right. But I use mine for free. I made my first $10,000 with the free version. And let's see if I can show you some of the features here. Um, okay. What's really cool is that this website has pre-built funnels for you. Okay, so it's like there's templates, there's pre-built web pages. You just choose one that you like the look of, and you can just basically edit the text. You can swap out the images if you want to. You can change everything if you want to, but if you're scared of like messing anything up, you can just change the text to talk about your product and leave everything else as it is. All right, because it's already set up for you. All you have to do is edit it. Um, and then you can do all of your email marketing from here as well. It's super simple. You just basically create a campaign, plug in the text of the email, and you can get ChatGPT to write that email campaign for you. Okay. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And and then you just like set the automation on your funnel and it automatically sends out those emails for you. So you don't have to be writing emails every day. This will do that for you. Just set it up one time. All right. It's also got all these fancy stuff. I don't even use all these features to be honest with you guys, like, but it's there if you want to use it. But it's a fantastic, very user-friendly way to get started. Okay. Now, if you want something even more user-friendly, then here's Beacons. Okay. Beacons.ai is a platform that's even more streamlined, even more simple. And I'm just going to walk you through really quickly how you can easily set up a storefront and add a digital product where people can purchase it in like literally 10 minutes. Okay. So somebody give me an idea of a digital product that you thought about just since we've been talking on here that maybe you might want to sell. What's an idea for a digital product? Coloring book. Great. Okay. Zach said a coloring book. So I'm going to take that example and let's do a coloring book. All right. So first of all, um, I'm going to go to Claude. This is just one of the AI tools that I use. It's free. Go to Claude and just say, can you make me a one-page coloring book? You could make a multi-page. I'm just going to do this for simplicity right now since we're in a rush. All right. Can you make me a one-page coloring book um, about birds? It's thinking, it's processing. And again, you can get more complex with this if you want to make it like exactly what you're looking for, but I'm just trying to keep it super simple for right now. It's actually taking longer than I expected, probably because we're on Zoom. Okay, while this is working, let's go ahead and do the other parts of this. Okay, so inside of Beacons, once you have your account set up, then you just come to link in bio and you can, actually, sorry, we're going to go to digital products here on the left. You go to digital products and then you're just going to click this button that says new product. Okay, so we're going to add a product, choose digital product. Okay, this is all you got to do. You just basically title it. So we're going to call this Fun Bird Coloring Book. Okay. Um, yeah, we'll leave it at $5. Why not? If you wanted to change the price, you can change the price here. Super simple. I'm gonna just do $5. Buy now. And then right here, this is where you're just gonna put the description of the product. Okay. So I don't know why Cloud's taking so long. I don't know. This is not normal. But for now, I was gonna get Claude to write the description, but we'll just do it ourselves. So let's delete all this here. Say um, best coloring book ever for kids, 7 and under, color between the lines. Okay, I don't know. You can come up with a much better one, I'm sure, but have fun with that. And then once you've got that, then the next thing that you're going to do is just hit next, and then we're going to upload the file. Okay, Claude is taking way too long. Maybe because I have it on extended. No, let's turn that off. See if that helps. Standing by. Okay. For the sake of time, because I don't want to make you guys sit here and watch Claude think, I'm just gonna pretend like Claude gave us that coloring book. We'll just go ahead and use uh we'll pretend this is a coloring book. Okay. So uploaded the file and then we're gonna hit next. All right, and then from there, we're just going to link it in our digital products section and hit list product. Okay. Now, when people go to my link in bio, which is this, you're going to see, um, maybe it didn't list. Hang on. Let's go to digital products, fun coloring book. Oh, it's just way down on my thing. Way down here. Okay. So we've got the fun bird coloring book. And you'd probably put like a picture of the coloring book cover here instead of this green blob. But the idea is that now somebody can literally come to my page and they can click buy now. And if they click buy now, they can literally just pay for it with PayPal or a credit card. Okay, I didn't even have to do anything to set all this up because it's just set up for you by beacons. Now you're gonna have to connect your you're gonna have to connect your account so that you can actually get paid when people buy this, but that's really simple and you just like follow the step by step inside of beacons. All right, so literally you can see how that happened in 5 minutes or less, right? Minus Claude being super slow and making the actual coloring book page, but you get the idea. So, any questions on that part of things? You see how, like, literally, does that seem like something you would not be able to do? Anybody like saying, like, feeling like that was too complicated? Like I told you before, I had zero experience with this, and when you've got a template that just shows you the step by step how to do this, if you're willing to follow the instructions, anybody can do this, guys. It took me a week to set everything up because I was using System IO, but if you use beacons, you could be set up and running in a day. All right. Um, okay, now we've talked about how to set up your funnel, how to set up a sales page. Once you've got all that set up, like just in the example that I showed you, I've got my little page there with a bunch of products listed. Now what? Because you've got this beautiful website to sell this product. Like Vanessa said, how would you bring your customers to your page to actually find that? All right. Some people think like, oh, I'm just gonna put up my website and then hopefully somebody searches coloring book and they find my website. That might have worked in like 1998, but at this point there are so many billions of websites on the internet. There is zero chance that your website is going to be found by somebody searching on Google. Okay. So, um, the only way that you're going to do that is if you have a way to market and drive traffic to the funnel. That's where we move into step three. We use social media as our marketing tool. All right. Um, Really quick, as soon as I say social media, how many of you guys are thinking like, okay, this is where you've got to be an influencer and you've got to have like 500,000 followers, and that's not me. Okay. I get it because my concept of like social media marketing was either A, you're paying for ads, or B, you've got to like find a way to like get 1 million followers in order to sell something. Um, I didn't realize that that's not the case. Okay. What's really cool about social media is that you can have 0 followers and you can have a brand new account on Instagram and you can put up a post, and theoretically that post could get 6 million views. With 0 followers, your post could get 6 million views. Now, it's not likely the first time you post, but that's possible. And out of those 6 million views, if your marketing was good and you've got a good call to action that says like, hey, um, comment free, and I'll send you my free download that of like the first page of my coloring book, for example. Okay. People are going to comment free because who doesn't want free stuff? And then you're going to send them a link in the DMs that's going to be a link to that page where they can download that free thing and get on your email list. Okay. So it doesn't take you like dancing on camera or even putting your face on camera necessarily. You just have to create engaging content um, and post multiple times a day about whatever topic it is that you're advertising in. And then the social media algorithms, like the algorithms on TikTok and Instagram, are literally designed to do the work for you to find the people that are interested in what you're talking about. And you're like, why would they do that for free? Okay, obviously they have their paid ads program, which you could use, but I didn't use that. I just use organic posting. The way that this works is that you have to understand TikTok and Instagram, their business model is built around giving people what they want. Okay. Whether they realize it or not, people are getting what they're looking for when they go on social media because these algorithms are designed to keep people engaged in the app. Instagram doesn't want you to leave. So they want to show you stuff that's going to keep you glued to the screen. And so, since the moment you created your Instagram account, they're collecting data on what you're interested in. They're collecting data on how long did she watch that video. No, no, there's not like some creepy human sitting there watching you being like, oh, like what's Vanessa doing next? Because it's not like that. There's just it's a computer program that is designed to collect all this information and analyze it to understand what you like. Okay. And then based on that, it starts to learn and get better and better at finding the content out there that aligns with that data that's going to continue to give you that dopamine hit that keeps you glued to your screen. Okay. Without getting super scary on you, the idea is that if you are posting consistently about a topic, then Instagram's going to get tuned into what you're talking about. And every time you post, it's going to get better and better at finding all the people out there in the world, 6 billion people or however many people are on social media. It's going to find all of them whose interests, previous interests, line up with that topic that you're talking about. And it's going to show your content to them. So it's going to target people without you paying it. That's just the way it's set up. So if you're doing this consistently, daily, over time, posting short little videos that have those keywords in them that people are looking for, then you're going to start getting traffic to your website, whether they're following you or not. What's on my whiteboard? That is just a list of people that I need to follow up with, like students and different stuff like that. So, um, but the key, guys, is that you've got to be posting consistently. Okay. Um, the let me back up a couple steps. Okay. So we've established the fact that you do not have to have followers in order to make money. And I want to prove this to you. When I started doing this business, I literally started with 0 followers on a brand new account. Okay. So I did not have followers when I started. I started off by posting about the first product that I was selling, which I did not create. I just grabbed somebody else's product and started selling it. And um, within 30 days, I had made $10,000 and I still had less than 1,000 followers. Okay, so if I can make $10,000 with less than 1,000 followers, that means that any of you guys can start making money whether you have followers or not. Okay. Um, the key is, are you going to post interesting content and are you going to do it consistently daily over time? Because I will tell you this business model is not a get rich quick. Okay. Yes, my story is that I made $10,000 in my first month, but don't go into this expecting that because that doesn't happen for everybody. I would give you a more realistic expectation of be ready to be consistent for like 3 to 6 months, building up that algorithm, like getting it to fine tune and find your audience, get people into your funnel. They start getting your emails and all that kind of stuff, and they eventually start buying your product. All right. But um, for me, like I'm willing to put in an hour or two a day for the next 6 months if that makes me an extra $10,000. Like that just makes sense, right? Like, because I mean, where can you just like you can't go to work for an extra 2 hours a day and they're gonna give you a $10,000 bonus at the end of 6 months? Like, no, of course not. They probably won't give you any extra money, right? Unless you like have overtime pay. So, um, but the cool thing is that guys, once this thing takes off, once you do start getting sales, it's easy to replicate that process and scale that process. And the longer that you're doing this, you are going to get more followers. You are going to get more views on social media. And then it gets easier and easier and easier the longer that you're doing it. That's why I scaled from $10,000 a month to $30,000 a month in 6 months. And then within a year after that, I was making $50,000 a month. All right. So like you can see that that's a snowball effect, right? Like that's just really crazy that I could scale that quickly in that short of a space of time, still only spending a couple hours a day on it, right? So let me answer a couple of these questions. John asked, "Do you sell a course and program?" I do have that. I will get to that in just a second, like the course that I recommend if you guys do want to go deeper on this, and mentorship if you're interested in working with me one-on-one. But but let's talk a little bit more about social media because I want you guys to kind of get a better understanding of how this actually works and address some of the common concerns that people have with social media. Um, Somebody asked, did TikTok get sold for the US? Uh, I can't, I don't know what the current status is of that. If anybody does know the current status, like feel free to chime in. I don't know what the current status is. Um, but at the end of the day, like this is why, okay, Oracle got it. Awesome. So, the beauty of this is that you can diversify. Okay, so like I have a TikTok account, I have an Instagram account, I have a YouTube account. Like I'm posting pretty much the same exact stuff on all those platforms. That way, like if something weird happens with any one of them, I've got the other two, and I'm never going to be up a creek. All right, unless there's a worldwide blackout and we can't get on the internet, I'm going to be able to sell stuff because I have set up my systems that way. All right. Um, a couple other things that people are concerned about. How many of you guys are like, okay, this all sounded great up until the point where you're like talking about I've got to make videos and I do not want to be on camera. Anybody here in that boat? Okay, Zach, John, iPhone. I'm not sure who you are, but yeah, multiple people are in that camp. Here's the deal. Um, when I talk about posting on social media, you do not have to be in the videos. Okay. Obviously, if you look at my profile on Instagram, I'm in the videos. So I get it. You might be thinking like, I don't want to do what you do, Ben. Okay. You don't have to. One of my highest earning students that I've ever worked with, created her account and built her entire business posting, using animal videos as the background for her content, and she was never in any of her videos. She didn't even use her camera to film the videos. The videos were just, she downloaded them off the internet. They were like cheetahs and lions and zebras and stuff like that. And had nothing to do with what she was selling. Okay, it wasn't like animal product, but she would just put the text over that screen, over that video, to talk about what she was selling, and it worked. Okay, so there are a lot of different options these days for doing what we call faceless marketing. If you're not wanting to be on camera, you can do an example like I just gave you, or you can use AI. There are some incredibly advanced tools that you can create a online persona that is not a real human, but it looks exactly like a real human to be the face of your brand for you. And you can just plug in prompts and the AI will generate videos of that persona talking or walking or doing whatever you want it to do. Um, and that can be the videos that you use for your content. All right. Or if you want to go old school, you can still film your videos, but it can just not be of you. Like you can do videos of nature. You can, go in your kitchen and like just film your hand like pouring coffee into a cup or tea into a mug or whatever. Like it can be super simple stuff like that. Um, I do there are a couple there is a platform that you can use. I can tell you really quick. Um, the name is skipping my brain right now, so I'm looking it up. One second. Um, let's see. It's not there. Um, okay, usually use a combination of different tools. Like one you're going to use to create your actual images or avatars or whatever, and then you'll use so that would be like fall.ai is one option, fal.ai. There's another one called Kling that you can use to animate those images and actually bring them to life um, if you want to do that. So um, let's see. Vanessa said, "Can you suggest places to get royalty-free music to use for background music?" Yes, 100%. Instagram. All right. So when I'm creating a reel in Instagram, I'm using a 7-second video as the backdrop, whether I'm in it or not. Then I'm going to put the hook, which is the text that you put on the video itself, and then you're going to have a caption that is like the long form underneath the reel that explains whatever point you're trying to make. Okay, and that's where usually where you put the call to action saying comment some keyword and I'll send you something for free. Okay, so uh, when you add the audio to this, I just recommend you just click add audio on Instagram or on TikTok, same thing. You add audio and you just choose one of the trending songs that's listed there. Okay. There's always a list of 50 trending songs. Um, some of them are what you would call royalty free. Some of them are not. But if you have a creator account, you don't have to pay for them. Okay. They can be Taylor Swift and you don't have to pay anything for it. You just wouldn't be able to boost that post as an ad if it's using royalty music. Um, but I don't even do ads, so it's never an issue for me. Okay. Uh, all right. So super simple. It usually takes me about 15 minutes to create a reel from scratch and post it and do that 3 times a day, and you're off to the races. Any other questions? I know that's like a really brief overview of social media, but any questions about that part of the strategy? Okay. Is anybody like, okay, sounds great on the surface, but like I would have no clue how to come up with ideas of what to post. Anybody worried about that part? Yep. Zach, John, Nadia. Yep. Okay. Got it. Everybody, basically. And it makes sense. All right. None of us are like super creative, like videographers and like, coming up with great ideas off the top of our head every day. Um, and the good news is you don't have to be. All right. And yeah, somebody who's like lots of ideas, but what's going to work? Okay. So simple, straightforward answer to that is copy what's already working. Okay. Doesn't mean that you necessarily copy everything exactly word for word, but you do some market research in your niche. You go on Instagram or TikTok, you search keywords that align with your topic or your product. You find the videos that are getting millions of views and thousands of comments and tons of saves and shares. And then you just go like, okay, well, like you figure out what's working in your niche. You see what other people are already having success with, and then you duplicate that. All right. Like I said, edit it to make it true for you, make it make sense for your product, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just go on these platforms, find content that's already out there that's working and replicate it. That's what I did. I did not reinvent the wheel. It is a rarity that I post something that I actually like came up with off the top of my head. Most of the stuff is something that I adapted from something that's already on there that's doing well. And yes, Reels. So I recommend Reels primarily, 3 a day. If you want to post a story, sorry, a story on Instagram every day, that's good too. And then carousels are awesome. If you want to do carousels a couple times a week, that's always a good idea as well. Um, I don't ever post like posts, which are just like static images by themselves. But if I do, it's going to be a carousel with multiple images. Um, any other questions on that part of things? So let's rewind for a second. Somebody said, Zach said, can you automate the reels to post at different times of the day? 100% you can. Yeah, definitely an option. There's multiple tools that you can use for that, like Hootsuite and uh, there's another one I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. And then once you reach a certain point on Instagram, you can also schedule your reels within Instagram as well. So, um, all right, let me rewind just for a second and kind of put all these pieces back together so you can understand the full scope of this. Okay. So the idea here is you choose a product, you set up your funnel, and then you start posting multiple times a day on Instagram and TikTok or whatever platform you're on. And everything that you're doing is going to be designed to grab people's attention and tell them you're giving them something away for free that aligns with that topic. Okay. So people are going to start commenting on your posts. If you do this enough, you stay consistent with it, people are going to start commenting on your stuff. I guarantee it. Okay. Once they start commenting, you're going to start manually at first, because like if you're only getting a couple comments a day, it's not hard to send people a link. Uh, once you start getting a ton of comments, you can automate this so you don't even have to look at your comments because you have a AI thing that's just literally answering all these comments for you. But either way, somebody comments on your thing, you send them a link to your landing page where they can put in their first name and email address and download your free thing that you're giving away. All right. So they do that. They click the link, they go to your landing page, they put in their first name and their email address, and they get their download and they're happy. Right. Now, your automation kicks in immediately. And let's say this is at 2 a.m., you're completely dead asleep, but your automation kicks in and sends them their first email. Hey, thanks for subscribing. Guess what? You just got the coloring book, but that was just the first page. If you want the full book with 16 pages, like you should check this out. Your kid's going to be ecstatic because they've never seen birds like these before. I'm just making this stuff up, but you get the point. And it's going to have a link to your sales page for the actual product you're selling. So 2 a.m., you're still asleep. You have no clue this is even happening. They're going, oh, that sounds kind of cool. Click, go to your website. Maybe they buy, maybe they don't. But guess what? Tomorrow, tomorrow afternoon, whenever you set that timer to send the second email, they get another email. Hey, guess what? Check out this preview of page 2 of the coloring book that you didn't get yet. You should really consider buying it. And then there's another link, and they go back to your website and they're like, you know what? My kid's looking over my shoulder. They're like, Mom, I want that. And then they're like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. So they go back to your website and they make the purchase. And you still didn't even know any of this is happening until you open up your email on Saturday afternoon and it says, oh, you just made a sale. You do this enough. You guys, there are 6 billion people on social media. You do this enough, you can reach millions of people and get millions of sales of whatever it is that you're selling, as long as it's solving a problem or helping people in some way, giving them entertainment or whatever. It's all about staying consistent so that you get enough people to go to your site. Okay. You could be asleep, you could be playing golf, you could be at work, you could be traveling through Europe. And as long as you're continuing to post multiple times a day, that's going to drive traffic to your funnel. And then all those automations take care of it from there. And you're going to start making sales. So this is how this business model works. And you just have to stay consistent over time. And you can create multiple streams of income. I've got like over 10 streams of income now of different products that I'm doing this with. Um, and eventually you can quit your job if you want to, or have multiple incomes. So um, that's how it's worked for me, and I'm excited to see if you guys are interested in hopping on board and see it work for you too. Um, WSLG said they watched something similar, but the way I'm presenting it has so much more clarity. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that because that's why I do these because I feel like it's so hard when you're a beginner to like wrap your head around this process and understand that it's really not that complicated at the end of the day. There's just a lot of moving pieces and there's a lot of steps to getting it put together. But then after that's done, then you can just forget about it and just do a simple daily checklist and everything takes care of itself. Um, Somebody said, is it important to focus on one product for the first 3 to 6 months? I would say simple answer is yes. But not necessarily like on a timeline as much as I would recommend focusing on one product until it's successful and making sales. Because once you've gotten to that point, then you just like you can just rinse and repeat and stop thinking about it. Then you can add your second product. But if you start off with 5 different things that you're trying to sell, then there's not enough focus there to like get it over the hump to start getting sales. So I recommend having that focus on one thing until it's successful, and then start building your second block and your third and your fourth. Um, but I recommend Digistore over Beacons. I recommend Beacons over Digistore. If I was going to pick, I don't even know if Digistore has a funnel building platform. If it does, I've never used it, but I definitely recommend Beacons over that. Um, okay. Now, guys, I've given you the framework, I've given you the basics, and hopefully this helps you understand how this whole thing works. You've got enough information to go out there and use Google and AI to kind of like navigate your way through this thing and figure it out and go out and launch your business now. All right. Um, and you can for sure. If you want to streamline that process and make it make so much more sense way more quickly, then I recommend taking a course that's going to just give you the step by step and walk you through how to set everything up from A to Z. Okay. Um, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the course that I recommend, which is called Digital Wealth Academy, because I am of the opinion that there are so many people out there hawking courses that are garbage, because you don't know what it's like until you actually pay for it. So I'm going to show you behind the scenes and give you guys an actual look at what Digital Wealth Academy includes, what it's about, and see if it's like of value to you at the price point that it's being offered. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oh, yay. Claude finally finished a coloring book for the birds. So there you go. That's hilarious. So yeah, now we can sell this on Beacons. Okay. So um let's go to DWA. So this is the inside of Digital Wealth Academy. All right. So once you've actually purchased this course, you'll have access to the community. This community, I'll just show you really quickly. Like there's testimonials in here. You can see people are making tons of money with this thing. Um, a lot of people doing really well. This is just from the past few days. Um, and I come in here periodically just to see how many people are being successful because it's literally astounding. Okay. But this is the classroom. This is where the actual course itself lives in the classroom tab. And each one of these blocks you see here is a module. Okay, so start here, just kind of the brief intro, and then the DWA blueprint just kind of walks you through like kind of how to navigate this course. Um, there's so much in here. I don't even want to like bore you guys with going through all of it, but I'll just give you kind of a taste of what's inside of here. And let's just jump to like the most nitty gritty, like most difficult piece of this, which I would say is probably setting up your website. Okay. So there's two options here that they give you, well, actually three. Set up with Beacons, set up with System.io, and set up with WAP. I didn't show you guys WAP tonight, but I showed you Beacons. So let's just look at that one. Okay. So you go into this module, and inside this module, each one of these is a lesson. Okay. So first of all, first thing in here is Beacons, the platform for you. Walks you through the pros and cons, helps you decide if you want to do Beacons or System.io. Okay. Then the next lesson is a video showing you how to actually set up your account. Third one talks about setting up your storefront, building out your, that page that I showed you earlier, like this. This little thing here, it shows you how to build that out step by step. Okay. Um, this video is going to show you exactly what I did tonight, which is how to add a digital product to your store. Um, and then there's this part, maximizing your free lead magnet. Okay, so when I was talking about giving something away for free, this shows you how to do that inside of Beacons, and make it work the most effectively. Um, and then this one even has like a mindset module. Then it talks about email marketing and it shows you how to set up your email campaigns, how to use Beacons to actually set those automations up. And when you're watching these videos, it's literally like sharing a screen like this. And she's going to show you exactly what to click and what to do as you build this out so that you're not sitting there trying to like read just like text instructions. You can like look at the screen and see exactly how to do all this stuff in real time. All right. So it's really in detail, high level information. And then, like I said, that's just one module. Okay, that's for beacons. But then there's like all this stuff, like a pre-launch, and there's all these lessons about how to set up your pre-launch and like plan for all that stuff. There's a whole nother module on email marketing that goes way more in depth about how to write your emails. Like, what should I write? This will teach you how to use AI to write out your email campaigns, etc. All right, if we scroll down and skip over a lot of this other stuff in here, here's a faceless marketing module, how to do reels, how to do social media, um, and then here's the modules on AI. Okay, there's how to 10x your business with AI. That's basic stuff, but then there's also these two here, building your AI persona. That's where I'm talking about creating like an AI avatar or, you know, fake human basically to be your social media face. Um, these teach you how to do that, what to do, what tools to use here to build all this out, and shows you step by step how to do it. So um, there's so much more in here, guys. I mean, you could go on and on with like how to sell on Facebook, how to do, where was it? Monetize with Amazon. There's one on creating your own course if you want to create a course, how to use TikTok. So all of this is in here. You don't have to go through all this from A to Z, but if you do want to, it's there for you to continue to learn and get more and more as you go. All right. Uh, all of that, you get lifetime access, including all future updates. Okay. One of the reasons why I love Digital Wealth Academy over a lot of other courses out there, most courses out there, you're going to buy it and then they're going to come back around and they're going to be like, we're doing an update. If you want that, you got to pay another $200 or $500 or whatever it is. Or guess what? We're moving to a new platform. So now you got to pay again. Or they're going to be like, you get into the course. How many of you guys have gotten it, purchased a course, and then you get in there and they're like, here's some fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. But if you really want the real information, you got to pay an extra $1,000 to get to the next level. And you're like, why didn't you just tell me that up front, right? Um, Digital Wealth Academy has everything. It's a one-time cost. You get it all. Okay. There's nothing in there that's going to be like, if you really want the secret, like unlock button, then you got to pay for it. Okay. Um, it's 497, $497. It's the exact same price that I paid to learn how to do this when I started. And there's payment plans as well. If you want to use a payment plan, you can use Klarna, you can use Split It. There's a lot of different options there, as little as $43 a month. I don't have a coupon code right now. Every now and then we do have sales, but they're pretty rare to be honest. So, 497 is the price to get started. Guys, waiting for a sale when you could be making $10,000, like I mean, if I would have waited a month waiting for a sale, then I would have missed out on that first $10,000. Okay. So, you might save $50 on the next sale or whatever like that. But I mean, it's just if you want to get started with this thing, I would just get started and make it happen. Um, Now I will say this. The one thing about Digital Wealth Academy is that it's a lot of video watching and it's a lot of like you're on your own. You're working through that thing at your own pace. You can do it. All the information's in there. But you are going to have to like be self-motivated and figure it out. Um, so I had a lot of people who came to me and they just said, "Listen, I don't want to sit there and just watch a bunch of videos. Like, can I just work with you and like as a real human, you just sit me down and say like, do this next, do that. Tell me what to do and I'll do it, but I don't have to like sit there and put the pieces together." So I created my elite mentorship program, and that's where you can literally work with me one-on-one for 12 months. Um, I'm not going to farm you out to a team of trained helpers. It's literally your one-on-one with me. And you can text me, email me, get your questions answered. 15 one-on-one Zoom sessions to help build everything out for you. And I will walk you from A to Z, picking your product, helping you build out a digital product if you want to do that, building your sales funnel to my standards, setting up your social media accounts, helping you with how to post, what to post, how often to post, and then walking you through your launch and beyond to help you get the best results as quickly as possible. Okay. That's my elite mentorship program. It also includes Digital Wealth Academy for free, but that whole container is $4,997. But I have payment plans on that too. So if you want that, it's $173 a month, I think is the starting payment plan for that. So um, definitely accessible if you want to do the payment plan. So I just gave you a ton of information. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? Whether it's about the course, the mentorship, or just like the funnel process and all the stuff we covered tonight. Vanessa said, how many pages did you use to make 10,000 in your first month? One. Now I had multiple social media accounts. I had a TikTok account and a Instagram account, but I only had one funnel. Now, okay, I forgot to give you guys the information on where to go to get started with this. Okay, so really quick, I'm gonna give you guys a couple links. Um, this is the link for System.io. That's the free one that I started with to build out my funnel. If you want to check that out, just use that link. You can set up a free account. Um, here is Beacons. Beacons has a free option as well. Um, you can use that link to get Beacons. Um, and then um, let me send you this link if you want to get started with Digital Wealth Academy. That's the link to get started with Digital Wealth Academy. Um, there's payment plans available right there on that platform. If you don't find a payment plan there that works for you, let me know and I can maybe help you out with that. Just text me the word payment plan to my cell phone and I'll walk you through that. Okay, my cell phone is 504-402-8266. Put it in the chat. Um, Vanessa, yes, I did the same thing on TikTok and IG. If you want to like super optimize your system, you can post slightly differently on TikTok because it's like it is a different platform with slightly different algorithms and different types of content works a little bit differently there. But for the most part, I post the exact same thing on both because it's just easier. Um, and then yeah, so if you want information on the payment plans for either DWA or for the Elite Mentorship Program, you can text my cell phone the word payment plan and I'll get back to you there. And then if you want to chat with me about the Elite program and ask questions about that part, then just text me the word Elite to that same number. Okay, that's my cell phone. So it's not a bot. You're not going to get spam texts. It's literally just I'll be answering you and happy to hop on the phone if you guys want to chat more about this too. So, um, so yeah, that's it. I hopefully, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Again, I just want to try to be like a real resource for you and help you understand what this is because it's actually real. It's not a scam, it's not fake. Real people like you and me are out there making life-changing income doing this thing. It's just a matter of like putting the pieces together and staying consistent with it is really the name of the game. So, any last questions you guys have about anything? Hit me up. Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely, guys, for sure. Any other questions you guys have? If you do have other questions, feel free to text me. Happy to answer your questions on text as well, or hop on the phone, like I said. And oh, I forgot. Crazy me. I forgot to mention that I am offering a discount on the Elite Mentorship Program for those of you who are on this call. Okay. So like I said, it's normally $5,000. Right now, I'm offering $500 off of the Elite Mentorship Program just for the next 24 hours for those of you who are on this call. Okay. Um, so if you want to take advantage of that, like I said, I've got multiple different payment plan options that you can tap into. Um, so just text me Elite if you want to talk to me about that, and I'll give you that $500 discount for that. All right, you guys. If you don't have any other questions, then I guess we'll call it a night. But God bless you guys. Wish you all the best, no matter how you decide to do this thing, whether it's purchasing a course or just going for it on your own. Literally dive in, do it, make it happen because I know you can, and it'll change your life like it did mine. So God bless you. We'll talk soon. Take care.